Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1 verse 5, Jeremiah, a man whose name has been remembered through the ages, lived a life that spoke of faith, resistance, and the profound challenge of speaking truth to power. But his journey wasn't just about prophecy, it was about discovering his true purpose, despite rejection and hardship. Let's take a deeper look into the life of Jeremiah, whose story teaches us about resilience, trust, and staying true to our calling. Jeremiah was born into a time of great uncertainty. The kingdom of Judah was on the brink of collapse, filled with corruption, idolatry, and oppression. As a young man, he had no desire to be a prophet. He was just like any other person, struggling with doubt, fear, and the weight of the world. How many of us, when faced with challenges, have questioned whether we were the right person for the task ahead? Jeremiah's story begins with doubt, just like ours often does. God's calling comes when we least expect it and often when we feel most unworthy. Jeremiah said, "Alas, sovereign Lord, I do not know how to speak, I am too young." But the Lord replied, "Do not say, I am too young. You must go to everyone I send you to and say whatever I command you." Jeremiah 1 verses 6 to 7. Jeremiah's message was simple, yet profound. Judah was about to face God's judgment if they did not turn back to righteousness. But the people of Judah didn't want to hear it. They had grown comfortable in their ways, and the truth was too uncomfortable. The truth often gets rejected because it challenges the status quo. "You will be hated by everyone because of me, but the one who stands firm to the end will be saved." Matthew 10 verse 22, similar to Jeremiah's experience. Jeremiah didn't give up, even when he was mocked, imprisoned, and abandoned. His life reminds us that staying true to our calling requires strength. Sometimes, obedience to our purpose means standing alone. More hopeful, with a sense of redemption, though Jeremiah's messages often spoke of judgment and destruction, he also shared messages of hope. He didn't just preach about the downfall of Judah, he also spoke about restoration. Jeremiah's story was not just about destruction, it was about rebuilding. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Even when it felt like there was no hope, Jeremiah prophesied that God would bring restoration. He reminded the people that God's judgment was not the end, just the beginning of a new chapter. It's easy to focus on the hard times and believe that's the end of the story. But Jeremiah shows us that no matter how dark the situation seems, there is always room for renewal. Jeremiah didn't just deliver God's message, he felt it deeply. He was known as the weeping prophet, because he felt the pain of his people. He wasn't indifferent to the judgment that would come. He loved his people and desperately wanted them to turn back to God. How many of us feel overwhelmed by the weight of the world around us? How often do we carry the burden of others' pain, even when they don't understand? Jeremiah's struggle shows us that compassion doesn't always come with easy answers. Sometimes the call to speak truth involves sorrow and sacrifice. It's okay to feel the weight of responsibility. In fact, it's a sign of true empathy. But remember, even in moments of pain, we're never alone. Jeremiah's life wasn't about fame or comfort, it was about fulfilling his purpose, no matter the cost. He endured rejection, mockery, and hardship, yet his legacy endures today. His story teaches us to be steadfast in the face of adversity, to remain true to our purpose, and to trust that God's plan is always greater than our understanding. Like Jeremiah, we are all called to be the bearers of truth in our own spheres, whether big or small. We are all capable of changing the world by staying true to our faith, values, and purpose. Jeremiah's life is an invitation for all of us. It challenges us to persevere through hardship, trust in the bigger picture, and embrace the uncomfortable truths that can lead to transformation. He teaches us that our calling is never easy, but it's always worth it. Remember, just like Jeremiah, you are not alone. Your voice matters, your journey matters, and even when the road gets tough, your faith and purpose will carry you through. If you found inspiration in Jeremiah's story, share it with someone who needs encouragement today. And remember, like Jeremiah, we are all called to stand firm and speak truth, no matter what. What would you do if you were in Jeremiah's shoes? Have you ever felt like the world didn't understand you, but you knew you had to speak your truth? Jeremiah's story is one of deep emotion, conflict, and divine purpose. Trust in the process, and the courage to remain faithful to one's calling even in the face of adversity. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel.